he's back. Oh my god. I am so sorry that I wasn't here last week. I'm horrible. I admit it. You're so right. Nobody said it, but you're still right. Got that blue? It looks like I have blue screen on. I'm so sorry we didn't have a Let's Talk EV last week. And I think we have to change the day. I'm sorry. Sunday is always a very busy day. I either do the range tests and charging tests or long distance trip tests. So I drive for 7 hours and then in the evening I'm just beat. And I just, And so I think I would like to move this to Monday or so. Because Friday, Saturday I'm off. I'm not doing anything. Sometimes I edit. But I think we're gonna have to. All are this now. Look at this. All are Kings #1. That's awesome. So I really have to, because Sunday is just horrible. Like today. That was good afternoon from Winnipeg. Hello. Why is everyone King #1 now? What is this? I don't get this. How? Where you see that? I don't even know what to do. Oh, well, I pressed something. Yes, I thought today we talk about the two cars I had since we didn't speak in 3 weeks at the BYD Seal all-wheel drive excellence, and now I have the Polestar 3. It's gonna be picked up tomorrow. We'll see. I have to talk about that because I broke something today, and the guy who's picking it up is a bit scared, but it's fine. If he's a bit technology, don't know how to turn it off. You're all amazing. That's why you all get King #1. I don't know what this is. This is new. I didn't do anything. But let's start with the Chinese car as usual. I'm sorry, but it's a bit of a prejudice with Chinese cars, but it's also always right. I tested MG, I tested Neo, I tested BYD. What other? I think I haven't had another Chinese car. I mean, Volvo EX30 is very Chinese based, and Polestar 3 is built in China. I'm not a king. Yes, you are. You didn't know that. So Chinese cars just have weird things in there. And if you have seen the videos so far with the BYD Seal, what is this with the trip data? Nobody cares about the trip data. He corrects into the middle railing. Chris Reefer had an incident with the Seal. Really? Who? King 2? That's true. That's King 3. Photostorm is now King 3. How? What's happening here? I have no idea what this means. Can I click on it? What does it say? Top fans. You get 75 experience points. What is this? This is some new weird stuff that YouTube is doing. It's the top fans. Uh-huh. And why is Photostorm now #3? And you all are #1. That's weird. And now #2. Oh man. So the more you comment, the higher you are. Getting points, forwarding and doing things in the chat. Oh god. Yeah. YouTube and trying to keep people there and make money. That's so yeah, but Chinese cars have just weird stuff. If you've seen the driving data, hours all over the world. I don't think that China is different, that they have different hours. They have 60 minutes in an hour, I'm pretty sure. And why does it say 1.8 hours? What is this? Can I examine my bank and each trade stock exchange? So that was weird. Then not a real average consumption just for the last 50 kilometers, and how to turn off things. It was a really weird car. Driving was okay, and steering assist was okay, and cruise control, but just a really weird thing. Two buttons for more distance in cruise control and one less, but there's no button to turn off the steering assist. Really, it's in the spam the chat to become one. So it's a really weird car. Charging, I did a charging test with the BYD Seal and it was horrible. But on my long distance trip, I charged twice and it was a bit better, but I didn't film it. So it's gonna be problematic, but still not amazing. So in my charging test, it took 45 minutes, 10 to 80%. And when I was charging on the go, I think it was a bit better. So it was 150 kilowatt all the time in the beginning, and then it goes down to 90, and then at some point goes down to 70 and then 50. But the 70 is extremely early, so at 30% or so. Not amazing charger with the LFP battery, 800 volt, 600 something. Driving was okay. The suspension is a bit bumpy at high speeds, but it's fine. That's coming next to my fast drive with the car. On the long distance trip, it wasn't as slow as I thought it would be. I was a bit scared, but it was okay. It was okay. Consumption, I think, is not amazing, but it's also not bad. But now we get to the Polestar 3. I have not good things to say about the car. It was really annoying this week with this car. Will you get the Seeker 7X? It will charge slow. Seeker doesn't. I asked them for a car. They said we don't have any cars in Germany. And then I asked again, what about now? Half a year later, nobody wrote back. Building batteries, it should charge better. Maybe it's more to build cheap batteries and not high performance batteries. That's the thing. Cheap all the time. And this the BYD too, or the BYD as well. Cheap. But cheap is not always good. And everybody knows that, but with cars, sometimes people are just, it's fine. What does the Seal cost now? No. Where are we? Configuration. If you get the normal version, comfort 47,000, Seal design 49, and the excellence that I had was 43 with the all-wheel drive. And nothing you can configure except for the color, inside color, and not even the wheels, and that's it. And you cannot even, I don't see financing. You can just buy it. But it not a bad looking car. Isn't Seeker bankrupt really? So it's not a bad looking car, and the door handles were actually okay because they stay out when the car is unlocked, not go in like Hyundai and stuff does. And you can really use them. It's fine. They worked well. I didn't have any software problems with the BYD Seal as far as I can remember. I don't think so. It's just weird that you cannot have navigation and music in one screen at the same time. You can only do a split screen, but every time you click away, then you have to do it again. So split screen, it will ask you what you want to see at the same time. It's really weird software and not good software. But again, we have to go to the Polestar 3. I have the Polestar 3 now for 6 days. Like I said, tomorrow will be picked up. And I got it on Monday, and instantly, I didn't get a key with the Polestar 3. I only got the card. So like in a Tesla, there is a key with the car, because as far as I know, the Polestar costs a fortune. What does the Polestar 3 cost? Let's see. Polestar 3 starts. Where are we? Where's configuration? There we are. Starts at 75. The one I have is 88,000 euros. Limited offer. But it starts at 75,000 euros. It's not a cheap car. so I got the car on Monday. I got a little card, which is annoying because you have to put it on the slot where the wireless charging for your phone is. Otherwise, you cannot drive. If you have it anywhere inside the car, doesn't work. And you have to put it on a certain spot on the door handle, only on the driver's door handle. Um, then it will lock and unlock. So I wanted to use the digital key. So I got my phone, Google Pixel 6 Pro. I Googled it before, by the way, and yes, this supports the feature. So the Polestar 3 works with a key on the phone. It's not in the app like Tesla. In the Tesla, when you install the app, you have your key in, and then the app will be the key, and Bluetooth is on, it works. It doesn't have to be in your Google Wallet or in your Apple Wallet and stuff like this, which is way better. Because I went in, I said I want to connect my phone, and first of all it said you're not the owner, so I couldn't do my own a profile. The owner didn't complete his setup process, so I couldn't do that. I had to use the Polestar account. There I can finish the thing, and then I put all my settings, what I want, and then I said I want my phone to work, and I tried for 40 minutes. I couldn't get the phone key to work. It always said doesn't work, try again, and then at some point it worked. And I went back in, came out next morning, tried it again, and it didn't work for the whole week. I tried to remove the key. It said thinking, and then when I looked back 10 minutes or so, it said that the key was still there, still the same phone. I couldn't add a new key, a different key. It never worked. Good evening, Chris. I've been unavailable on Sunday evenings for some time, so good to catch up with the gossip. That's no gossip. Like I said in the beginning, I want to move this to Monday. For me, it's also bad on Sunday. From next week on, we're gonna do it on Monday. We'll see how that is. It's for fun, anyways. I hope you're still here. So I couldn't use the digital key. I had to use the card. And again, card on the door handle, on the left part of the door handle, on a certain spot. Then it locks and unlocks only on the driver's door. And when you are in the car, you have to put this card exactly on top of a certain spot where the wireless phone charging is. And today I drove, and the car knows when the card is there. First of all, you can't drive if the card is not there. And when you want to get out, it says, hey, the card is still there, don't forget it. So the car knows the card is on this position. Today I put my phone on it because there's also no spot to put your phone anywhere if you want to see it, because you have two cup holders. I had stuff in there, and then the phone, and then underneath where you can't see it, so I put it on there. And by mistake, I didn't look. Wireless charging was on in the car, and it wirelessly charged my phone and fried the key card, the key to the for the car. So today I was charging, did my charging test, did my range test today at 130, and then I was charging, and then I went back in. Let's do the next. Set up my camera, put it in drive. It says there's no key. I put the card there. I looked what's going on. It doesn't work. Turn it. Nothing works. I look at it. There's a bump in the card, so I'm guessing really wireless charging fried the chip that's in there, and it expanded, and the key card doesn't work. And I was like, oh, amazing, now I'm stranded here, I can't go anywhere. So I tried, I was freaking out for a minute. Okay, I have to call Cindy, she has to pick me up, call Polestar, and now I'm blocking an Ionity charging spot. It's awesome. And I didn't know what to do, and so I tried to just, oh, it's not gonna work, but let's try the phone key again, and it said connect the new key, and I was okay, let's do this. Connect the new key. I scanned the QR code, I could log in, it worked, it connected, and then when I was done, you have in your wallet, I show you, you have this. So you see connected or not connected, the Bluetooth is off, that's why it's red, and then you can lock, unlock, and this phone is then your key. The car will automatically unlock when you get close and lock when you get away. And I tried it before and it didn't work, and then today I connected it again, I pressed lock, the car said, do you want to allow an outside source to lock the car? I said yes, and then it worked. I could drive. And I was freaking out because before it didn't work for so long. I didn't get a normal key. That was the problem. I would like a normal key. I get a normal key with every car except for Tesla and now this Polestar. Polestar 1, 2, I got a normal key. I would prefer that way more. And so I was scared that the phone key will only work for a second and that not anymore. So I didn't get out of the car till I was home, parked it in a spot where it's not in the way, got out of the car, got back in, put it in drive, it works, got away, it locked itself, went to the car, it unlocked the car, and I was, ooh, maybe it works today. But then I had to write the guy who's picking up the car tomorrow, the key is dead. You have to use a phone key. And he said, what's a phone key? And like, either you use your phone, you have to connect it to the car, or you have to call Polestar and get a different key for it. That's the two options. I'm sorry, I fried the thing today. It wasn't on purpose. Again, it's my fault. Totally my fault. I know that you're not supposed to put any cards where you are doing wireless charging, but also why is the car having the spot for your key card where the wireless charging is? If it would be on a different spot, the card would have never been there. I'm not stupid to put that there and then the phone on top if I know I'm doing wireless charging. I will put the key card there. Like in a Tesla, you have, it's the same in a Tesla by the way, but at least there are two spots. But when you want to start, that's not true. I think they changed it. Wasn't it here? I can't remember. But and the car knew that the key card is there. So shouldn't wireless charging for your phone say, no, don't do it. You're gonna break something. So it's my fault, it's Polestar's fault, and it's the car's fault. But right now it works. I have to film one video tomorrow morning and have to charge the car. I'm at 8%. And I don't want to give the car to him all empty. But when I'm filming one video, my dislike video, I will charge it at a 300 kilowatt charger, EMBW at the time, and try to charge it full. And then when the guy comes, we have to figure it out. Okay. But now you have to give your phone to the key who picked it up. No, he has to use his own phone and connect to the car. So I have to remove mine and then he has to scan the QR code. He needs a Polestar account, log in and log into the car and then he can do it. But I don't know if he wants to do that. That's the thing. How does the software and driving assist compare between BYD Seal, Polestar and Tesla? It's a good question. The Polestar 3 is a very, very weird car, I have to say. I drove it in September and I wasn't very fond of it. And I thought now it's been 8, 9, no, what is it? 10 months later. I hope it's a bit better, but no. The software freaked out on me once and I let it slide because I've seen that in Volkswagen too and other cars. In a Tesla, I lost GPS in the Model 3. In my ID7, I lost once internet connectivity for a day. In an ID4, I lost GPS and then later internet connectivity. And in this car, the Polestar 3, on my long distance trip, I drove to the first charger, charged, went back into the car, GPS is gone. And then when I drove on, at some point, also internet connectivity was gone. I couldn't use the internal Spotify, had to use Bluetooth player. So this is not a bad thing. What is bad is number one, the configurability, really bad. So underneath the screen, where are we? I have to show you. Where are we? Can we see it here? I think so, if I zoom in. I think if I zoom in, how do we do zoom? So, this is your main screen in a Polestar. Yeah, here I wasn't paying attention. So even if you turn off the attention thing warning, you still get it. Just in a different way. And the same for lane change, you still get it. But in the Polestar 3, and it's the same as in the new EX30, EX90, it's very, very similar software, and it's not amazing. It's okay, but not great. So this I get down here is always the same. Home button, all your apps. Then we get to the climate. When I press this, I have to press, then I cannot change the temperature here. I have to press it and then I change the temperature. If I'm in the climate window, I cannot change the temperature. It's only in here. The same as seat heating. It's only in this button. The climate doesn't show the other options. That's already annoying. Then we have vehicle settings where you have a few shortcuts that you cannot change. They're just in there. Rain sensitivity setting, glove box, because of course the glove box is as in the EX30 with a button, not a real manual button. What else is there? Trunk opening. There was some else. I don't remember. And then the hazards here. But this thing up here, here are 7 apps. You can't change what it shows you there. So when you're parking, there are different ones than when you're driving. When you're driving, you have the one pedal drive here, assist, camera, and your speed limit warning, which is nice that it's here. But what if I want something else in here? And then those 3 are always the last apps that you opened. I have here my range where my driving data is in there. And by the way, there's only one driving data that you can reset yourself, as in Kia and the Ford Explorer. Spotify, and this is the performance where you can measure your speed and stuff like this. And when you park, then this goes away, and then there's the glove box button there and the trunk button, which is a great idea. But it would also be amazing if I could change them and put something else in there. I would want to have totally different things here that I want. The lane assist, for example, the attention warning. Because if you go into settings, you have to press so much till you see all of the settings, or the range mode and power mode. This car has a front motor of the Polestar 3 can disconnect completely from the drivetrain. When you are in range mode, it does that. And when you then step on it, it has to connect, and then you get the power. And this takes half a second, maybe a second, till you get the power. So if you are in range mode and you want to pass someone and it's a bit, that's need power right away, you don't get power right away. So it's a bit stressful. So in my normal driving around, I always are in performance mode. Only with the range tests I was in range mode, because I want, if I need the power, I want the power. I don't want to wait a second. That's, nah. We did this. Oh, I wasn't done with the buttons, because there was I have a different picture here. There was another problem. Here we have the map now. In Google Maps, when you want to do a route, you have to start. If you want a waypoint, you can put waypoints in there. But if you want a waypoint that's not an address or something, so somewhere on the road, you cannot navigate to this. You have to do this first, and then get the other destinations, and then move it around. It works, but it's a bit of a hassle. State of charge and arrival was not that bad. Charging is okay. Probably has the best driver assist system, pretty close with BMW. Everyone says something different, by the way. I had the seat heating on. Look at that. What was it? 16 degrees. And then you see your navigation here in your cockpit. Cockpit can be this view or even less. Then you see your range and state of charge here very big. Head-up display, no augmented reality. It just shows normal data, and then 2 kilometers or so before you have to do something left, right or so, it will give you something. You have one stalk here on the right for your gear change, and when you press it down while driving, it's your cruise control, and on the left we have indicator and then a turning wheel, which I by mistake a lot of times when I did indicator, I turned it a bit and then the wiper settings were different, and it's also for flashing. And yes, one annoying thing, I did a night test. I drove the car at night, and when you have auto high beams on, number one, the high beams, auto high beams are very sensitive. So when you drive and there's something that reflects, it doesn't even have a traffic sign, you see flickering. When you drive into a corner with the high beams, you see flickering, or car drives by. It works with the car. The car will not be has high beams in their eyes, but the parts that aren't are on, off. It's very sensitive. Not extremely good. I wasn't very happy with that. But the most annoying part is the control of it. When you have the high beams on, auto high beams, you want to turn them off, you cannot just move it forward and then they're off. It doesn't do anything. You have to push it towards you, so you flash someone, then the high beams are just on, and then you can move forward and turn them off. That's just stupid. That's just, why is that? Every other car does it in this way. I know you have to think a bit. So in every other car that has adaptive high beams, when the auto high beam is so that it does auto high beam is off on, but the high beams themselves are off because of something. You push it forward and it's off, and when they're on, you push it towards you and then they're off. But here it's just always the same way, which sounds good, but every time you want to turn them off, you have to flash someone. So let's say you're driving, someone is coming towards you, but there's a person standing there and it doesn't turn off the high beams because it doesn't recognize as a person. You have to flash them first, and then you can turn all of them, and then you can turn it off. So that wasn't amazing. But then the most annoying part about this, no, we come to two more parts that are annoying. One part are the buttons. On each side we have 6 buttons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the middle two, then this, and this. When you are adjusting your steering wheel or your side mirrors, those up and down, left and right on the bottom here are working. So to inside, outside, up and down, or with the mirrors, it's to the left, to the right, up and down. Nice. When you're driving, only those 2 buttons do something. The rest of those 4 buttons don't do anything. Up is assist, so Google Assist comes up, and down is the view of this cockpit. On the left, when you don't have cruise control on, none of these buttons do anything. 6 buttons for nothing. When the cruise control is on, only the up and the down can change the speed. One press 5 kilometers an hour, long press 1 kilometers an hour. The rest, all the other 4 buttons don't do anything. You cannot adjust the distance, not in the infotainment system and not on the steering wheel. You cannot turn steering assist on and off. You have to go into car settings, assist, pilot assist, and turn it off. That's annoying and stupid. I hate it. And there's also no resume. When you are driving, so like in the Tesla, when you are driving and adjust the speed and then you brake or you put the gear lever down to turn it off, there's no resume. You have to do it all again. Very annoying. And then next thing with cruise control is the steering assist. The cruise control itself is okay because there's no distance. I would like it to have less distance, but cannot adjust it. It accelerates a bit slowly to higher speeds if you adjust it, but that's okay. Better than if it does it extremely fast and uncomfortable. I'm okay with it. But the steering assist, if you drive straight, there's no one in front of you, nothing is happening, it's okay. If it's on a country road where it's a bit narrow and the car has to do a bit more, the steering, it's horrible. It's really searching around, especially in a corner. Steering against it is not as horrible as in a Tesla, but still not good. You have to fight it. At least it doesn't turn off, but it's not nice. And the worst are lane changes on the highway. It has automatic lane changes. And so you put the indicator on and then it looks as everything is fine and it does a lane change. But it does it extremely fast. So very uncomfortable, way too fast. So I turned it off. It's not a nice feeling. So when it goes over very fast and stops very fast. Not a nice feeling, not comfortable at all. I turned it off. And then when you are on the highway and you put the indicator on, steering assist doesn't turn off. It turns off when you steer. Then it turns off when the indicator is off. And then when you go to the next lane, the second the indicator is off and you do a tapping, three indicatings are done very fast. And when you are on the next lane that you're going, it turns on very fast. And then it does move to the left, to the right, and again to the left. It's like it's swimming in that lane that it's going. And this every time, it's really, really bad. This is not a good steering assist, and I don't get it because Polestar 2 was fine. Polestar 4, for example, has distance control. I don't know what's going on with this car. They haven't improved this car stuff that I use that are important to me. I'm sure they put YouTube in and I don't know, improve the digital key. I've seen an update that was there. But steering assist is not better and you still cannot do the distance. Not a nice experience. The story time, we are all listening. It's okay. The drive itself, the suspension is heaven. It's a really great suspension. It's almost at the level of an Audi Q6. Not quite. The Q6 is a tiny bit, still a bit more sporty, even though it's still comfortable. The Polestar 3 is not as sporty in a corner, but very comfortable. Bumps are no problem. It doesn't matter where you drive. If you drive fast, slow, it's amazing. Really great suspension. The seats are a tiny bit hard. So I didn't notice when I got the car and drove around a bit. I didn't notice it too much. I wasn't doing long drives at that time. And then on Thursday, I did a long distance drive. And before I went off, I drove Hank, our ID7, out of the garage for Cindy. And then I went back in and it was like, oh my God, it feels like going from a nice couch to a wooden bench. It's not that horrible, but I don't know, it's not very soft. The BYD Seal had nice soft seats. And the BYD Seal also had seat ventilation. Polestar 3 doesn't have seat ventilation and it needs it. The seats are warm, especially in the black in the summer. We did that. Noise level is a bit wind noise. And at 130, it's not extremely quiet, but it stays at that level even if you go then 160. That's interesting. Where other cars are a bit loud at 120, 140, louder, 160, very loud. Here it's 130, it's almost the same loudness as 160. It's very stable. The steering is okay. It's not amazing. Sometimes I feel like there's a bit of mush in the steering. It's not incredible, but also not horrible. Consumption is high with this car, even in range mode. But this car has 22-inch tires, 295 in the rear, 265 in the front. Pilot Sport. So sport tires, oh my God, those tires must cost a fortune on this car. And consumption was as expected in the around 300 watt hours per kilometer at 130. That's very expected with this gigantic car. And we know Polestar is not amazingly efficient, and this shows that very well. What else? Sound system is good. The subwoofer is okay, but it's also not. Oh my God! Audi Q8 had the best sound system for my music taste that I ever tested. Just sounded perfect. Then this is not better, I think, than my ID7. It's not sounding, oh my God, everything is different. It's not bad at all. It's good, but it's not, oh my God. And it has that weird, that special sound, and even speakers in the headrest and stuff. What else? I like that there's in the climate there's a button for AC and heat. I like that. There's YouTube on it, but YouTube doesn't get the data from the mobile. You have to pay for that, but Spotify does. Spotify worked fine for me. Google Maps worked fine, except for that one time what I said when every GPS and internet was gone. I'm missing a lot of settings. I would like to have way more settings. Not in there. The app worked okay, not great. So one time I was charging and I'm at 9%. I was charging and it didn't show that it's charging, but it showed that the state of charge went up. Better than nothing. Yes, and weird. In the app, if you want to adjust the charge limit, it doesn't work. You press on it, or does it? No, it does work. Forget it. It does work. That was wrong. I thought it was in there, but no, it's wrong. It's fine. I did the climate once. It worked. It stays on for 45 minutes, as far as I know. But I don't think with this software, with this steering assist, and with the things, why are the buttons not doing something? I mean, this is not hard. After 10 months, when the car came out, this should be from the start, but no. I cannot recommend the Polestar 3. I'm sorry. It's not. There were so many things that I was like, why can't I do this? Well, what is this? You cannot adjust the volume or next song and everything on the steering wheel. Yes, there's a button right there in the middle console. When you press it, it's pause or play. When you turn it, it's volume. And when you, like in the BMW, and when you move it to the right, left, up and down, can you even do up and down? Then it's next song and previous song. And it works fine. But I don't know why it's not on the steering wheel when I'm driving. I don't get it. You have 12 buttons, why are you only using 4 while driving? Why can't I adjust the favorites down there? Well, there was just a lot of things that I was a bit I don't know. We can look at the charging test that I did today. I know that this car can charge really good at a Tesla supercharger. Or better, because it doesn't have the limit of 500 amps. But there's a charging card with the Polestar 3, so I can charge for free. Polestar is paying, and then of course I didn't want to go to a Tesla supercharger. And I only have the car for a week. Does Polestar 3 feel Chinese? With the weird things? A bit. It doesn't have incredible weird stuff like Chinese cars have, but it feels like it's missing things. Nah, I take it back. So it doesn't feel Chinese. Chinese have weird stuff in there that I don't get what the sense of it. This car doesn't have. This car just is missing a lot. And the steering assist of the BYD Seal was better than in the Polestar 3. I think most of the cars have a better steering assist than this Polestar 3. Let's see where we are. 185 kilowatt, 500 amp, as I thought. Here you would get 250 kilowatt on, but how? How would you get 250 kilowatt with 378 amps? Let's calculate this. Where's my calculator? How much? How many volt? 78 volt. Oh, the other way around. 250 kilowatt divided by 378 volt. That means 660 amps. I don't think that Tesla superchargers put out 660 amp. I think it's 625 for a short time. So I don't know if you get 250. Maybe 230. But that's still okay, 190 kilowatt. Hello. It's not a high voltage battery. That's the problem. If this would be 420 volt, then you get 210 kilowatt. But it stays long. This is nice. Look at this. That's great. It has 107 kilowatt hour usable energy battery, 111 kilowatt gross capacity. Still 500 amp at 33%. That's the stuff. Now we go down at 30, what was it, 35% or so. But it's still good. Ooh, went up and down. Ooh. It wasn't a mistake in the charger, I guess. Still 170. Ooh, it jumps around a lot. But still fine. 160 kilowatt at 50%. I charged only to 80%. Still 120 amp, and then when does it go to 100 kilowatt? There we go. At 77% goes under 100 kilowatt and stays at that level. That's okay. That's a good charging car. I'm okay with that. Björn says Chinese cars slow down in corners like a Toyota driver. Does the BYD do that too on you? What does slow down mean? When the cruise control is on? Oh, Lars Peter, you missed my complaining of the Polestar 3. You would be mad. I didn't notice anything. The Polestar has a thing when you go into a corner that cruise control automatically slows down the car, like BMW and Audi. They all have that. And even Volkswagen has that. When you go too fast, not charging a Tesla supercharger, no, they would cost me money. Tesla supercharger is not supported with the charging card I got from the Polestar 3. What's the peak you get on a Tesla supercharger? Because I don't think it's 250 kilowatt. It doesn't look with the voltage that the amps go in there. On cruise control, indeed. If it's a strong corner, maybe the BYD did that. It's very possible. And I'm okay with it if it's a strong corner. But let's look. I got 238 kilowatt. Yeah, that sounds about right. 625 amps with the 378 volt. That sounds okay. But how long? 15%? German cars do slow down, but not like a Toyota. Let's look at the charging curve of the BYD because, it's bad. It's really bad. My charging test here was really, really bad. When did I plug in? It didn't work. Every time I got a communication error with the BYD, always had to hold the charging cable. Come on. There we go. You get 150 kilowatt. That's our peak. Woohoo! But not for very long. 600 volt. Look at that. But the power goes down very, very fast. Here, 100 kilowatt already at 18%. And when I did my driving test, so a long distance test, it didn't go down to 100 kilowatt. It went down to 130. But this test here, really, really bad. And you see the voltage went down because LFP battery. That's just how it is. And this is an 82 kilowatt hour battery. This is charging power of my old ID3 with a 58. I ordered me an L-Rock. Nice. Yeah, Skoda doesn't want to give me an L-Rock. I asked so many times. Now at 32%, even to 89 kilowatt, 90 kilowatt. And we have another step where it goes down to 70 kilowatt. It is just painstakingly slow. Where do we go? Yeah, here at 37% we are at 70 kilowatt, but only 170 amps. It's just 74 kilowatt at 41%. I don't care about the voltage if it doesn't but the 74 kilowatt stays on for a while. Look at that, still on. There we went down to 60 at, where are we? Ooh. Here at 64% it goes down to 58 kilowatt. Voltage is again lower, LFP battery. Yeah, and when I charged the car before I did my range test of the BYD, that was very interesting. I arrived with 96%. I plugged in, I got 50 kilowatt, which is awesome. It works, I don't know if it works on a 400 volt charger. I haven't tried it, but I think so. I plugged in at 96% and for 5 minutes nothing changed. The state of charge stayed the same, and then it jumped to 99%, and then 10 seconds later it was done. And then now see, it charged to 80% with the 70 kilowatt. Really weird. So it's always an amp jump, but the voltage goes up and down. So it's a bit weird. I'm not the biggest fan of LFP batteries. I don't care if they're cheap. I don't know, the charging and what you hear, that if you are at a low state of charge, you lose power sometimes, and I don't want to. And that the state of charge jumps around because, like now, because the voltage and it's just weird. The only positive thing is that you can charge it to 100%, and you should. The BYD Seal didn't have a charge limit, maybe in the app, but the app I couldn't connect because it didn't have both keys, or I don't know, it was something weird going on. But yeah. So Lars Peter, tell me, do you still own the Polestar 3? Tell me why on the 12 buttons of the steering wheel when I drive I can only use 4. Why are the other 8 buttons not in use for anything? Why do I not have a resume button for my cruise control? Why can I not turn steering assist on and off on the steering wheel? Why can I not adjust the distance of my cruise control? Why is the steering assist so bad? And this has the newest software. I looked, what was it, 1.3.18 or something? I should see it in the app, right? I think. Or was it in the car? I think it was in the car. No, here, 1.3.18. Model year 2025. That's too bad. Oh, you don't, it's true, you do have Polestar 4, not Polestar 3. That's true. Totally different car. You don't know. And when I drove Polestar 4 last September, and then the next day Polestar 3, it's incredible how different those cars are. Not just the screen is from landscape to I think the Polestar 4 has landscape, right? And not the window in the back. Also that you can adjust the distance and stuff. I don't know why those two cars are so different. And that driving was also so different. The Polestar 4 was a bit of a sporty ride, but on the highway, even at top speed, it was perfectly stable. Polestar 3 is more comfortable, and on top speed, 213, I could go with this car. It's okay. 10 times better than a Model Y. Everybody complained that I said that the Model Y is not stable, and it's not. It's horrible to drive at high speeds, and everyone who complained either did something with their suspension, or they were lucky, or they never drove a different car at 180, because there are so many cars that are cheaper or the same price that drive 10 times better. But I also get it that not everyone is driving 180, and that in the video I said it, but I like that. And this video was for the people who liked it, and for the people who can't drive it because they're not in Germany, it's fine. And it's totally fine. I get it. Anything else? If not, I'm gonna go down. I'm beat. Sunday is, especially non-Germans, exactly. Polestar 3 is too expensive, but a nice driver's car. It's comfortable. Power is okay. I have the performance version with the 380 kilowatt. I don't know. An Audi SQ6 with the 500, also 530 horsepower, 510, feels more powerful, better in the corner. It does everything better than this car, than the Polestar 3. But it's more expensive. I think the SQ6 is 90,000 and this is 85, I think, something like this. This has a bigger battery, can charge at a supercharger fast, but 800 volt system in the SQ6 just charges better, but it's 95 kilowatt hours. Consumption, I think, was pretty much the same. I can't remember. I have to look. Let's look. Where is my video from today in my 130 test at the end? It must be this. Yep. What? That's German. I don't want German. Go away. That's Pfui. That's better. And then I look for my Audio SQ6 video. It's here. Oh, you can't hear. I arrived with... Did you push it really hard in the corners? There you will experience a torque vector in the rear motor. No, I didn't drive extremely good in corners because it's not very amazing in corners. I have my main corner on the highway that in very, very sporty cars I can drive 130. In good cars 120. In not so great cars for cornering like Hank, my ID7, 100, 110, and this was the same, 100, 110, and then it didn't feel good, 110 in this corner on the highway. I didn't push it. 11%, drove 341.7 kilometers. 290 watt-hours per kilometer was my trip. And let's look. Good morning. Yeah, where's my... this was in the winter. That of course is not the same. At 2.5 degrees, I got 312. How much range did I get out of this? Where are we? 294 kilometers of range, and today I got, what was it, 300? Where are we? I have to look. Must be this. So I calculated the range and I get to 384 kilometers. So 90 kilometers more, but of course today was a perfect day. Really perfect day. And the Audi I drove in the winter, 2.5 degrees, but it's a smaller battery. Loud. I was too loud, I'm sorry. Sorry. I turn it off. It's off. I exploded your ears. Okay, I'm gonna go now. We've done a little hour. And like I said, from next week on, I really want to try to do this on the Monday because Sundays are very exhausting to me. It's my longest time driving on that day. I'm just beat. Okay, you all take care. No like game, nobody liked anyways, and nobody is here. See you soon.